Papoose and Remy Ma, a hip-hop love story that once stood as the ultimate definition of loyalty, has just taken a shocking, heartbreaking turn. The couple who once had fans believing in read-or-die devotion are now at the center of explosive allegations that could tear their entire world apart. Can you imagine the woman who once stood by Papoose through thick and thin, now being accused of betraying him in the worst possible way? And Papoose, the man hailed for his unwavering loyalty, finally saying he's had enough. Yes, the whispers are no longer whispers. The cheating allegations surrounding Remy Ma have erupted into full-blown chaos. And Papoose has allegedly made the unthinkable move, dumping her once and for all. Fans are stunned. The hip-hop community is buzzing, and insiders close to the couple are spilling details that no one expected. Behind the cameras, away from the spotlight, it seems like trust has been shattered. Tempers have boiled over, and the picture-perfect image of this powerhouse duo has crumbled. But how did we get here? What really pushed Papoose over the edge? And is there more to this scandal than meets the eye? Stay tuned, because the drama that's unfolding will leave you speechless. For years, Papoose and Remy Ma were celebrated as one of the strongest couples in hip-hop. The kind of love story that fans clung to in a world filled with breakups and betrayals. But behind the smiling pictures, the joint appearances, and the powerful declarations of loyalty, cracks were beginning to show. Insiders claimed that Remy Ma had been spending more time away from home, citing work commitments and late-night studio sessions. At first, Papoose brushed it off, convinced that his wife's grind was nothing more than dedication to her craft. But it wasn't long before those late nights turned into unanswered calls, vague explanations, and a growing distance that even their closest friends couldn't ignore. The turning point came when photos began circulating online. Blurry but damning, showing Remy in the company of a man that fans quickly identified as an up-and-coming rapper she had been mentoring. The images weren't scandalous on their own, just a hug here, a laugh there, but the timing and the intimacy raised eyebrows. Suddenly, social media was ablaze with speculation. Was Remy crossing a line? Was her loyalty in question? The noise grew so loud that even those loyal to the couple couldn't ignore it. According to sources close to the family, Papoose confronted Remy in a heated argument that quickly spiraled out of control. "Tell me the truth, Remy. Don't play me like a fool," he reportedly demanded, his voice breaking under the weight of betrayal. Remy, caught off guard, allegedly snapped back. "You don't know what you're talking about, Pap." People love to make up stories, but the damage was already done. The seeds of doubt had been planted, and no amount of denial could erase the growing suspicion that something was deeply wrong. What made it worse was how quickly the hip-hop community began to pick sides. Some defended Remy, saying the industry is full of fake narratives and manufactured scandals. Others, however, pointed to her fiery independence and past controversies, claiming she was capable of keeping secrets from even the man who had stood by her through prison, career setbacks, and personal struggles. Fans flooded comment sections with divided opinions. Some begged the couple to work things out, while others declared that Papoose deserved better after years of being the epitome of loyalty. But things only escalated from there. Insiders describe a tense family dinner where the topic finally boiled over. Papoose's relatives, who had always been vocal about their protective love for him, allegedly confronted Remy directly. "If you don't respect this man, then leave him," one family member is rumored to have said, slamming a hand on the table. Remy reportedly stormed out of the room, furious at the implication, while Papoose sat in silence, torn between defending his wife and acknowledging the possibility that the people he trusted most might be right behind the scenes. The couple's teenage daughter sensed the tension and grew increasingly withdrawn. Friends close to the family described how heartbreaking it was to see the girl caught in the middle of something so public and painful. "She loves them both," one friend explained. But even she can see that things aren't the same anymore. The drama intensified when a leaked audio clip began circulating online, allegedly capturing Remy's voice in a private conversation. In the clip, she is heard laughing and speaking fondly about someone she refers to as my escape. The context remains unclear. Fans instantly speculated that this was a reference to the rumored man in her life. The internet exploded, and hashtags calling out Remy's alleged betrayal trended for days. Papoose. Ever the man of dignity tried to maintain composure publicly. He posted cryptic messages about loyalty, trust, and broken promises without naming names. But those who know him best say the heartbreak was impossible to hide. He's a proud man, but he's human, a close friend revealed. This isn't just about rumors. It's about rumors. It's about years of trust being questioned. As if that weren't enough, the couple's circle of friends began to fracture. Some sided with Remy, claiming she was being unfairly targeted by jealous rivals who wanted to tarnish her legacy. Others stood firmly behind Papoose, arguing that no man should tolerate even the appearance of disloyalty after everything he had sacrificed for her. What had once been a tight-knit support system was now torn apart, each conversation ending in shouting matches and ultimatums. The tension finally erupted in another explosive argument between the couple at home, according to insiders who claim to have overheard fragments of their shouting from outside. "I gave you everything, Remy. Everything," Papoose allegedly yelled, his voice heavy with pain. "And you threw it all away for some nobody." Remy, defensive and hurt, reportedly shot back, "You don't own me, Pap. I'm my own person, and I don't have to answer to every little rumor." The argument ended with Remy slamming a door and leaving the house for hours, while Papoose sat in silence, staring at the walls of a home that suddenly felt cold and unfamiliar. By now, fans were no longer just shocked, they were devastated. The couple who had once been the blueprint for loyalty in hip-hop now looked like they were unraveling in real time. Memes, tweets, and reaction videos flooded social media, with people expressing everything from heartbreak to anger to outright disbelief. Some even compared the situation to other infamous hip-hop breakups, arguing that no relationship, no matter how strong, was safe from the pressures of fame and temptation. To make matters worse, a so-called friend of the alleged mystery man gave an interview to a gossip blog, claiming that Remy and the young rapper had been closer than anyone realized for months. Though the story could not be verified, the vivid details he provided made it impossible for fans to dismiss entirely. And with every new rumor, every new leak, and every new piece of speculation, the once solid foundation of Papoose and Remy's marriage seemed to crumble further still. Deep down, many held out hope that the two would work things out. After all, if anyone could survive this storm, it was the couple who had defied the odds before. But as sources whispered about Papoose's growing frustration and Remy's refusal to admit to anything, it became clear that this wasn't just a passing fight, it was the beginning of a full-blown crisis. And as the days turned into weeks, the question lingered in the air. Would Papoose finally reach his breaking point and walk away from the woman he had once sworn to love forever? That question, hanging heavy over fans and family alike, marked the beginning of the most dramatic chapter yet in this unfolding scandal. Because if the whispers were true, the next confrontation between Remy and Papoose wouldn't just be about rumors. It would be about survival, love, of trust, and of everything they had built together, with the air between Papoose and Remy Ma thick enough to cut through. The tension in their home was no longer something they could hide behind closed doors by. Now the world was watching, dissecting every cryptic post, every public appearance, and every silence. According to insiders, Papoose had reached a point where his patience was wearing dangerously thin. He was tired of vague explanations and even more exhausted by the growing circus around their marriage. One night, in what friends describe as the breaking point, he sat Remy down in their living room, his voice calm, but edged with fire. "I can't keep living like this," he told her. "Either you tell me the truth, or we're done." Remy, visibly defensive, reportedly crossed her arms and looked away. "Pap, I'm tired of you listening to everyone but me," she snapped. "These people don't want to see us happy. They've been trying to tear us apart for years." But instead of easing the tension, her words only deepened the wound as the couple clashed. Friends close to the situation said emotions ran so high that neither of them could back down. Papoose, known for his calm demeanor, finally raised his voice in a way that shocked even Remy. "You think I don't know what's going on? You think I can't see it?" The late nights, the whispers, the pictures. Not stupid, Remy. Those words reportedly hung in the air like a verdict, leaving Remy stunned. And silent for a moment, the silence didn't last. Insiders claim Remy exploded in frustration, accusing Papoose of letting outsiders control his mind. "You'd rather believe strangers than your own wife. After everything we've been through," she shouted, her voice cracking. But what she didn't realize was that at that very moment, another storm was brewing outside their walls. News outlets had gotten hold of what they claimed was fresh evidence. Text messages allegedly between Remy and the young rapper she was accused of being close to. The messages, filled with affectionate nicknames and late-night conversations, spread like wildfire across social media. Although no one could confirm their authenticity, the timing couldn't have been worse. Fans who had once defended Remy now began to turn on her, filling timelines with heartbreak and betrayal. Papoose, blindsided by the leak, reportedly confronted her again, this time with screenshots in hand. "What is this, Remy? Explain this to me," he demanded, his voice shaking with both rage and sorrow. Remy denied the messages were real, insisting they had been fabricated by haters trying to destroy her. "You know how this industry works," she pleaded. "They make up anything to bring a woman down." But in that moment, even her most passionate denials couldn't erase the sting of doubt that was eating away at Papoose's heart. The couple's friends described the atmosphere around them as toxic. One close associate revealed they couldn't even sit in the same room without it turning into a fight. One minute it was tears, the next it was shouting. It was like watching two people who loved each other but couldn't find a way back. What made everything worse was the reaction from fans. Online, people were relentless. Comments poured in, accusing Remy of being ungrateful, of throwing away the kind of loyalty most people only dream of. Memes mocking the situation spread faster. Then wildfire, some cruelly painting Papoose as the fool who stayed too loyal. Others ridiculing Remy for allegedly betraying the man who held her down. Family members, too, were divided. Some of Papoose's closest relatives began urging him to walk away, arguing that no man deserves to live under such a cloud of suspicion. "You've done more for her than most men would ever do," one family member reportedly told him. "If she can't respect that, then you need to save yourself." Remy's side of the family, however, defended her fiercely, insisting that she was being framed and that Papoose needed to stand by her as he always had. But then came another bombshell. According to a well-known gossip blogger, the alleged young rapper at the center of the scandal was planning to tell his side of the story. This news sent shockwaves through the community, with fans bracing for what could either clear Remy's name or shatter it completely. The anticipation was unbearable, and for Papoose, it felt like a ticking time bomb in his marriage. On the night the interview dropped, sources say Papoose sat alone, scrolling through his phone with a mix of dread and anger. Remy, meanwhile, reportedly refused to watch it, calling it garbage and lies. But the words spoken in that interview couldn't be ignored. The young rapper, with a smirk on his face, claimed that he and Remy had shared moments that went beyond professional mentorship. Though he didn't provide hard proof, his tone, his confidence, and his suggestive remarks were enough to ignite another wave of chaos online. Fans erupted. Some declared Remy guilty on the spot, while others accused the young rapper of clout chasing. But the damage was already done. For Papoose, the thought of his wife's name being dragged through the mud yet again was too much to bear. Every day it's something new, he reportedly told a friend. I can't even walk outside without people looking at me like I'm a fool. Their daughter, caught in the middle of the madness, was said to be struggling more than ever. Teachers allegedly noticed her becoming quieter at school, withdrawing from friends, and showing signs of stress. Friends close to the family described the situation as heartbreaking, with one saying she doesn't want to pick sides, but she knows her parents are falling apart. As the days passed, Papoose reportedly grew colder, shutting down. Emotionally and retreating from public life, he stopped posting online, stopped attending events, and even canceled a planned collaboration project, citing personal reasons. Remy, on the other hand, tried to keep up appearances, showing up to events with her head held high. But even she couldn't escape the whispers and side eyes from her peers. The situation reached a boiling point one evening when the couple was spotted arguing outside a popular restaurant. Witnesses claim Papoose walked away mid-conversation, leaving Remy visibly upset and yelling after him. Though no one could hear exactly what was said, the body language alone told the world that things were on the brink of collapse, and collapse. They did, or at least that's how it seemed. Insiders revealed that Papoose quietly packed a bag and moved out temporarily, staying with a close friend to clear his head. Though he didn't make any official statements, the message was loud and clear. This was no longer just a fight. This was a separation. Fans were stunned. Social media exploded with shock, disbelief, and heartbreak. If Papoose and Remy can't make it, then no one can, one fan wrote, echoing the sentiments of thousands. But others were less sympathetic, with some saying he should have left a long time ago. Yet, even in the midst of the chaos, some still held out hope that the couple would reconcile. But as whispers grew louder about divorce papers being drawn up, the possibility of a permanent split loomed larger than ever. The once unbreakable love story was hanging by a thread. And the next move could decide everything. Would Papoose, finally, cut ties for good, or would Remy find a way to prove her loyalty and win him back? As fans waited anxiously, one thing was certain: the drama was far from over. And the next chapter promised to be even more explosive. A move that sent shockwaves through not just their circle, but the entire hip-hop community. Fans who had once celebrated their unbreakable bond now watched in disbelief as the fairy tale love story unraveled in public view. Insiders described the energy in their household as hollow, with Remy pacing the halls in anger one moment and breaking down in tears. The next, he really left. She was overheard telling a close friend over the phone, "After everything, he walked out on me." But for Papoose, the decision to step away wasn't made lightly. According to sources, he confided to a friend, "I needed space to breathe. I can't think straight with all this noise around me. It's like every day there's a new rumor, a new headline. I can't even tell what's real anymore." His words painted a picture of a man torn apart, not only by his wife's alleged betrayal, but also by the crushing weight of public scrutiny. Meanwhile, Remy tried to regain control of the narrative. She began posting pictures of herself in the studio, flashing smiles and projecting an image of strength. To her fans, it looked like business as usual, but insiders claimed those smiles masked deep pain. "She's putting on a brave face, but inside she's devastated," one friend revealed. She never thought Papoose would actually walk away. The drama took another twist when a video surfaced online allegedly showing Remy and the young rapper in question sharing a quiet moment backstage at an event months earlier. While the clip was short and inconclusive, it fueled the fire all over again. Fans replayed it endlessly, dissecting every glance, every movement, searching for proof of intimacy. The internet jury was split. Some declared it undeniable evidence, while others argued it was harmless interaction blown out of proportion. Papoose. however, reportedly saw the video and felt the ground beneath him crumble even further. Though he didn't make any public comments. Sources close to him said he was furious. He feels humiliated, a friend explained. This isn't just about Remy anymore. It's about his pride, his reputation, and how people see him as a man. The fallout wasn't just emotional, it was professional. Industry insiders whispered that business opportunities were drying up for the couple, with promoters and collaborators hesitant to get involved in the chaos. What had once been a power duo was now seen as a liability, their names tied more to scandal than success. People don't want drama attached to their brand, one promoter admitted. And right now, they're all drama, adding to the chaos. A former friend of Remy's gave an interview claiming she had witnessed inappropriate interactions between Remy and the young rapper firsthand. They thought nobody was watching, she said, her voice dripping with accusation. I saw enough to know it wasn't. It wasn't. Just professional. Whether the story was true or not didn't matter. Once again, the internet ran wild with speculation, amplifying the pain already consuming Papoose's heart. But even in the darkest moments, the story refused to stay simple. Just as fans began to believe there was no turning back, another shocking twist emerged. Remy accused the young rapper of spreading lies to boost his career. In a fiery social media post, she declared, "People will do anything for clout. Don't believe the hype. I know who I am and what I stand for." The post ignited yet another round of debates online, with some praising her for fighting back while others dismissed it as damage control. Papoose, however, remained silent, and his silence spoke louder than any words. Fans began tagging him under every post, begging him to speak his truth. "Pap, say something," one fan commented. "We need to hear from you." But day after day, he stayed quiet, fueling rumors that he was done protecting Remy's image. Behind the scenes, those close to the couple described an atmosphere of despair, their daughter struggling with the pressure of seeing her parents. Private lives dissected online reportedly begged them both to stop fighting. "Please just make it go away," she cried during a phone call with Papoose, according to insiders. The moment broke his heart, but it also hardened his resolve. "I can't let her grow up thinking this is love," he confided to a friend. "She needs to see a man stand up for himself." The story took yet another dramatic turn when rumors began swirling that divorce papers were being prepared. While neither Papoose nor Remy confirmed it, the whispers grew louder with each passing day. Fans, devastated by the idea of the couple splitting for good, flooded social media with pleas for reconciliation. But at the same time, others urged Papoose to free himself from what they called a toxic cycle. Remy, perhaps sensing the walls closing in, reportedly reached out to Papoose asking for a sit-down to clear the air. According to insiders, the meeting was tense and emotional. Remy allegedly broke down, insisting she had been faithful and that the rumors were tearing them apart. "I need you to believe me," she pleaded. "We've built too much to throw it all away." But Papoose, though visibly torn, reportedly shook his head. "It's not just about what I believe anymore," he said quietly. "It's about what I feel. And right now, I don't feel like I can trust you." That single line echoed louder than any argument they had ever had. For Remy, it was like a dagger to the heart. For Papoose, it was the painful acknowledgement that love without trust can't survive still. The saga wasn't ready to end there. Days later, another shocking leak rocked the internet. A private voicemail allegedly from Papoose to a close friend, in which he admitted he was considering ending the marriage officially. "I can't keep pretending," the voice said. "It's killing me inside." Though it was never confirmed to be authentic, the voice was eerily similar to his, and fans took it as confirmation that the end was near. Social media erupted yet again, with fans mourning the end of an era. Hip-hop's last real love story is over, one devastated commenter wrote. Others speculated about what a divorce would mean for their careers, their family, and their legacy. Remy, now cornered by the weight of public opinion, began lashing out more openly. In one heated exchange with a fan online, she snapped, "Y'all don't know the truth? Mind your business." But the damage was already done. Her public image was taking hit after hit. And even longtime supporters were beginning to question her Papoose. The decision loomed larger each day. Stay and risk more heartbreak, or leave and risk losing the woman he had once sworn to love forever. It was a choice no man wants to make. But as the pressure mounted, it became clear that a final decision was inevitable. And just as the world braced for that decision, yet another twist surfaced. Rumors that Remy was preparing to publicly expose her side of the story in a tell-all interview. Fans, torn between loyalty and skepticism, waited with bated breath. Would she clear her name once and for all? Or would the interview backfire and bury the marriage for good? That looming interview set the stage for the most dramatic chapter. Yet in this saga, one that would either redeem Remy or shatter what little remained of the trust between her and Papoose. And as fans anxiously waited, one question echoed louder than all the others. Was this truly the end of hip-hop's most loyal love story? The news of Remy's tell-all interview spread like wildfire, and fans couldn't wait to hear her side of the story. For weeks, everyone had only seen her through cryptic posts, angry comments, and secondhand whispers. Now, she was finally ready to speak for herself. But what no one knew was that this interview would not only reveal hidden truths, but also push her relationship with Papoose past the point of no return. On the night of the interview, cameras flashed as Remy walked into the studio, dressed in sharp, commanding fashion, exuding strength. But behind her steady gaze was a woman on edge. "I've been painted as a villain," she told the interviewer right away. "And I'm tired of sitting back while lies are being told about me." Her voice trembled slightly, betraying the weight of the moment. When asked about the young rapper at the center of the scandal, Remy denied everything outright. There was no affair, no betrayal. "I mentored him because I saw talent. That's all, but people will twist any picture, any video into something it's not. It's disgusting." She went on to accuse the rapper of using her name for clout, insisting that the so-called leaks and messages were fabricated. "He wants fame, and dragging me into his mess is his ticket. But I'm not going to let him destroy my marriage or my name." The interview, however, took an unexpected turn when Remy broke down in tears while talking about Papoose. "He stood by me when nobody else would," she admitted, her voice cracking. "And the fact that he doesn't trust me now? It hurts. More than anything, I love that man. I don't want to lose him." The raw emotion caught fans off guard, and suddenly the internet was divided again. Some rallied behind her, saying she deserved forgiveness, while others accused her of playing the victim. As the interview aired, Papoose sat in silence, watching from the home of a close friend. Sources say he barely moved, his eyes fixed on the screen, searching every expression, every word for the truth. When Remy cried, he reportedly whispered to himself, "Why does this feel so real, but still so wrong?" His confusion was palpable. The aftermath of the interview reignited the firestorm. Remy's supporters flooded social media with hashtags defending her, while critics pointed to inconsistencies in her story. The young rapper at the center of it all even clapped back with a live stream, claiming she can deny it all she wants. But we both know what really happened. His smug grin only made things worse, fanning the flames of speculation. Papoose, feeling trapped between two opposing worlds, finally agreed to meet Remy for what insiders described as their most emotional confrontation yet. They met at their home late one evening, away from the cameras, away from the noise. Just the two of them. "I saw your interview," Papoose began, his tone calm but heavy. "You say you love me, you say you're innocent. But how do I believe you when everything around me screams the opposite?" His eyes searched hers, desperate for clarity. Remy, tears streaming down her face, stepped closer. "Because it's the truth, Pap. I made mistakes, I stayed out too late. I let people think what they wanted, but I never betrayed you. I never stopped loving you." But Papoose, broken and weary, shook his head. "It's not just about betrayal, Remy. About trust. And once that's gone, how do we get it back?" The silence that followed was deafening, filled with years of love, loyalty, and the weight of everything they had built together. According to insiders, the argument escalated into raw, painful honesty. Remy accused him of abandoning her when she needed him most, while Papoose accused her of letting their marriage drown in secrets and shadows. "You think you're the only one hurting?" she cried. "You think I don't feel the weight of this every single day?" In that moment, their daughter entered the room, tears in her eyes, begging them to stop. "Please, I just want my family back," she whispered. The sight of her broke them both, but it was also the final straw. Papoose, unable to bear the pain on his daughter's face, reportedly whispered, "This isn't healthy for her. We're tearing her apart." The following days were a whirlwind. Rumors swirled that Papoose had finally decided to file for divorce, though no official confirmation came. Remy, meanwhile, retreated from the spotlight, canceling appearances and staying quiet on social media. Fans speculated endlessly, some hopeful for reconciliation, others convinced it was the end. Then the ultimate shock came. Insiders revealed that Papoose had moved out permanently, taking personal belongings and leaving the home he once shared with Remy. Though he didn't release a statement, his actions spoke louder than words. The marriage was over. The hip-hop community reacted with heartbreak and disbelief. "If Pap and Remy can't make it, then love is dead," one fan wrote, summing up the feelings of thousands. Celebrities chimed in, some offering support to Papoose for his strength, others sending love to Remy as she faced the storm alone. Still, the story refused to end neatly. Whispers began circulating that Remy might release her own tell-all memoir, detailing her side of the scandal once and for all. At the same time, fans speculated about Papoose's next move. Would he channel his pain into music? Would he stay single, or eventually find love again? The uncertainty only fueled the fascination. In the end, what was once celebrated as the most unshakable love story in hip-hop had become a cautionary tale of trust, betrayal, and the destructive power of rumors. Papoose had finally done the unthinkable. He dumped Remy Ma, walking away from a marriage that once seemed invincible. Yet the final question lingered in the air. Was this truly the end? Or just another chapter in a love story too complex, too raw, and too human to ever be fully finished? And so, the saga of Papoose and Remy Ma leaves us with more questions than answers. Was this the tragic ending of hip-hop's most loyal love story? Or is there still a chance for redemption somewhere down the line? Fans are divided. Some believe Papoose made the right choice by finally walking away, while others think Remy's tears and denials prove that she was wrongfully painted as the villain in a story bigger than both of them. What we know for certain is that the trust once shattered may be impossible to rebuild, and the family at the center of it all will never be the same again. The echoes of their arguments, the weight of public scrutiny, and the scars left on their daughter's heart will linger long after the headlines fade. What happens next will define not only their future as individuals, but also their legacy as a couple who once symbolized unshakable loyalty in the rap game. Will Remy fight to win him back? Will Papoose close this chapter for good? Or will unexpected twists pull them back together when no one expects it? Only time will tell. And that's what makes this story even more gripping. But now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Papoose made the right decision by dumping Remy after the cheating allegations exploded? Or do you believe Remy deserves the benefit of the doubt? Should they fight for their marriage? Or is it better to let go and move on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your voice matters in this conversation. And if you want to stay locked in with every update, every twist, and every piece of drama in the hip-hop world, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment. This story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.